Back in September of 2024, I picked up this LC3 at VCF Midwest. I brought it home, put it in storage, and there it sat. March 2025 comes around. I get the thing out and start playing with it, trying to make sure I'm active for Marchintosh. But there was one thing I didn't get done in Marchintosh last year, and that was getting the thing on GlobalTalk. And then March 2026 shows up. I was bound and determined, hell or high water, to make it happen, and I did. I finally got it on GlobalTalk, and I was genuinely more excited about it than I thought I'd be, like genuinely, stupidly happy, excited about it. So let's talk about why. Every March, a community of vintage Mac enthusiasts collectively agrees to dig out old hardware and actually use it, not just let it sit on the shelf. They turn it on, they do stuff with it, post about it, connect with other people, and do the same thing. It's not an official Apple thing. It's not a conference. It's just a community tradition. People are pulling out their SC30s and their Power Macs and their Performers and their Classics, running old software, playing old games, sharing what they're up to. And some of them, the ones I want to talk about today, are getting on GlobalTalk. So what exactly is GlobalTalk? Let me back up just a little bit. Back in the day, Apple had their own networking protocol called AppleTalk. And for its era, it was actually kind of magical. You plug a Mac into a network and it just finds things, printers, file servers, other Macs, no configuration, no IP address to type in. It just works. The catch is AppleTalk is a local network thing. It doesn't cross the internet on its own. It was designed for your office, your school, your home, not for talking to someone across the other side of the world. This is editing Jamie from the future here. Just want to be clear. Now, there were folks either with hardware or other tricks back in the day that did have WAN capable and spread out AppleTalk networks. And in fact, what I'll talk about in a second here was this AppleTalk Phase 2 and that AppleTalk Internet Router, which is one of the original things that folks were using to get GlobalTalk going, and some still use it today. GlobalTalk changes that. It's a community-run service that takes AppleTalk traffic and tunnels it over the internet, specifically UDP port 387, which is the port Apple's own internet router software used back in the day. So what GlobalTalk does, it's stitched together a bunch of those tunnel endpoints into one giant shared virtual AppleTalk network. And anyone who connects to it can browse shared file volumes, see other zones, interact with other machines exactly like it's 1993 and you're all in the same building. The original Apple Internet Router was Mac software that you ran on a real Mac, and some people still do that, and that's how they get on GlobalTalk, or they run it on an emulated Mac. But some people, myself included, are running something called jrouter. It's open source, runs on Linux, or it runs great on a Raspberry Pi, which is exactly what I'm doing. Part of why Marchintosh resonates with me is kind of personal. When I was a kid, Macs were just the other thing, the expensive thing, the thing other people had. I was a Commodore kid, and when I eventually moved on from that, I was scrapping together PC parts. That was my world. Macs weren't even really on my radar. I had very limited experience with them growing up. Same with Apple II stuff for the most part. But as I've gotten older, I found myself genuinely curious about them. And I think I can appreciate now what Apple was actually trying to do those years. The design philosophy, the way the whole experience was thought through, I get it more now than I would have then. So Marchintosh is kind of my excuse to explore that era on my own terms. No pressure, no agenda, just a community of people who love these machines and me finally getting to spend some real time with them. Now I know exactly what some of you are already typing, and I want to address it before we move on. Yes, I know I'm connecting a machine running a 1993 operating system, unpatched, by definition, to a network shared with strangers over a protocol that was never designed with modern threat models in mind. I'm aware of this. This is not news to me. Networking is my day job. I promise I've thought about this. This is exactly why this machine is not on my main LAN. What I did was I created an isolated VLAN on my home network. It can get to the internet. It can't talk into anything else I own. It can't get to my NAS. It can't get to my other machines. It can't get to my management network, nothing. If something sketchy happened on that segment, it's contained and there's nowhere for it to pivot. Is it perfect? No. Could a sufficiently motivated person theoretically use it as a launching point for something? I mean, sure, if your goal is to compromise a guy's vintage Mac collection. The risk is real. I'm not pretending it's zero. I just made it small, isolated it appropriately, and moved on with my life. If you're going to do this, isolate it. That's my only advice. Okay, before I show you what I did, I want to be very clear here. This is just what I did. There are many ways to do this. I'm not saying what I did was the right way and what someone else does is the wrong way. This is what I did, and quite frankly, what looked to be the easiest for me to do to get on GlobalTalk. So that's what I'm showing you today. but don't think this is the only way you can do it. If you check out the GlobalTalk section of the Marchintosh page, you'll see there's tons of options out there. Could you do this completely emulated with no real vintage hardware at all? Absolutely. Are there people out there running Windows servers sharing to the network? DOS? Yeah. Linux boxes? You bet. People bridging old serial local talk hardware through a Pi? That's a thing too. So this year, I wanted to do something new with the LC3. I had an external BlueSCSI kit that had been sitting in a bag, and I figured this was the time to build it out. So let's do that first. So the external BlueSCSI is doing double duty here. It's got my boot volume on it, and it's also got a dedicated share volume for GlobalTalk stuff. The whole setup lives on one little box. Unplug it and the LC3 has nothing. Plug it in and it's a fully configured GlobalTalk participant with its own share on the network, clean and self-contained. There are 3 pieces to the actual GlobalTalk setup. My LC3, a Raspberry Pi 4 running jrouter, and my OPNsense firewall doing some of the VLAN stuff, and also doing some port forwarding in to get the internet traffic to the Raspberry Pi. The LC3 has an Ethernet card in the PDS slot. That's the expansion slot these machines have. So it can do EtherTalk, which is AppleTalk over Ethernet rather than the old serial local talk. Plug it into a switch port on the GlobalTalk VLAN that I made, and I was done. The Raspberry Pi 4 is running jrouter, the open source routing software I mentioned. It's what connects my local AppleTalk zone out to the GlobalTalk network. The config is pretty simple. You tell it your public IP, your zone name, your network number, and you point it at the peer list from the GlobalTalk coordination spreadsheet. And I had a name for my zone and a number I picked, and the Pi is on the same isolated VLAN as my LC3. Now on the OPNsense side, there's a gateway that's specifically for that VLAN, and there's one NAT rule in the internet that forwards that port 387 from my WAN interface to the Pi. That's the one hole in my firewall that makes the whole thing work. Everything else on that VLAN is blocked from reaching my other networks, internet only. If you've got some kind of way to do this, forward that traffic in a spare Raspberry Pi or something, you can do what I did in an afternoon. So once you're on there, what can you actually do? The main thing is file sharing. People put shared volumes on the network, old software, shareware, utilities, games, stuff they've collected over the years. You open the chooser on your Mac, you browse the zones, and you can mount volumes from other people's machines just like you would on a local network. One of my favorite things about this community are the little Callin Cards. So like folks will create like a little, kind of like if you're familiar with ham radio, QSL cards or greetings, that kind of thing. And folks will drop them in your share. And you can go around to their share, and if you create a little thing, you can drop it in their share. That's really cool. And one thing I didn't do this year, maybe I'll try to rig up next year, is printing. People seem to have a great time printing junk to other folks' printers, which you can totally do on GlobalTalk. It's very neat. So why does any of this matter? Why would you spend a bunch of time getting a 30-plus-year-old computer on a network with a bunch of other folks just to share some old files and print to other people's printers and that kind of thing? Here's the thing. I've been in this retro hobby long enough to know it's not about the hardware. It's more about the community that builds up around it. Marchintosh exists because there are people all around the world that love these machines, not just as display pieces, but as computers you can still do stuff with. GlobalTalk is the infrastructure that those folks built so the community could have a shared space. And for a guy who grew up on Commodore and cobbled together PCs, a guy that never got to spend time with these machines when they were new, getting to explore that world now on my own terms with a community that's genuinely welcoming, that's pretty great. Better late than never. Hey, if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.